So, it is time for us to go and do some Fate episodes. We're just really going to be doing Gran's Fate episodes currently because he's the closest one we can actually finish off, while other characters like Catalina and stuff, I need to at least get them to level 60 as well. But that also entails me, like, you know, playing as them and shit. And every time you're trying to do something, I swear to God. That is actually something I
Have a
forgot to
nice
do.
day.
We're gonna do what?
Welcome.
That's not what we're here for.
Sending out the old crew signal, eh? Who should we pop?
Who even is this guy? I guess Cagliostro.
It's me, Cagliostro.
Can't ever try doing a recording session without being bugged. Wait. So I can get these. I could make an HP 7 a defense stout. What the hell is throw damage? We don't even throw anything.
Let me give you a voucher for him.
Okay. Trade the sigils.
Ranger Dahlia badges for special treasure.
Ooh, those are pretty good. Critical rate and attack power, that's good stuff.
One Skyfarer's trash is another. We have a wide selection of sigils. Appreciate the support.
I still don't find your shop to be that interesting. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into some Fate episodes.
Our adventure began with a strange light falling over my home island of Zinkenstill. I chased it to the impact site, where I found a blue-haired girl named Lyria and a knight, Catalina. The girl was shaken, and pretty soon I learned the reason why. She was on the run from Erste Empire soldiers. I knew an unfair fight when I saw one, so I stepped up to protect Lyria from those awful tyrants. Catalina and I fended them off well enough, but when their backs were in the corner, they released a fire-breathing hydra. It charged me, sending me flying into the tree line. Moments away from death, all I could think about was Dad. He'd been the one who trained me, and he'd done a great job, but... well, who expects their son to get attacked by a five-headed horror? Was going to be devastated. So, it's all over. Just as I began to sink into darkness, a gentle light enveloped my body. Lyria, breathed by a mystical halo, was floating above me with her hand outstretched. She explained that she was going to merge our life forces. Fortunately, it worked. From that moment forward, Lyria and I would be inextricably linked. Looking into her blue eyes, I knew I had nothing to fear, not even death itself. Two people, one life, a greater whole. Lyria had taken a huge risk to save me. Now, if one of us got hit with a fatal blow, it was curtains for both. And that thought awakened in me a desperate hunger for survival. For life. The next moment, Lyria and I felt this reverberation of power. The torrent of emotion rushing from me had awakened something. Darkness and flame swirled around us, coalescing into a massive dragon, Bahamut. With him on our side, we made short work of the Imperial Hydra. Now that their trump card had been blasted into oblivion, the Imperial Army had no choice but to run. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I hadn't chased that light. No Lyria, no lifelink, no adventure. Man, I probably wouldn't even have set foot off of Zinkenstill. Fate's a funny thing, isn't it? Since meeting Lyria, we've seen our fair share of joy and happiness, and pain and suffering. But the Grand Cipher crew doesn't buckle under pressure. We'll take on anything the journey throws at us. No regrets.
Oh, damn. Oh, these are just gonna be, like, dialogue things then. Oh, okay. Alright. That's fine.
Now, where was I? Oh, right. We've just humiliated the Empire, who probably had reserves waiting somewhere close by. We realized we needed to get off Zinkenstill. Fast. The Empire was not going to rest while Lyria was on the loose, and I figured that since we shared a life force now and all, it was in everyone's best interests if we stayed together. Plus, I'd always wanted to explore the far reaches of the skies, though doing it on the run, not what I had in mind. There was so much to think about, so much to decide. But all those plans could come after we had escaped Zinkenstill. I didn't want a whole army, this time with, I don't know, 30 Hydras marching on my home island. And, well, I had another, more personal reason for wanting to leave. Before I knew it, our journey was at an end. The end. As in, we'd reached the end of the skies. My son, I'm waiting for you on Estalucia. I thought about Dad's letter. I missed him. When I was young, he would take me to the edge of the island, and we'd sit there, admiring the clouds. I wanted so badly to explore those skies, just like Dad. I had to see him again. And now, I wouldn't have to make that journey alone. With Vern, Lyria, and Catalina at my side, we commandeered a small Imperial craft and set out for the greatest of destinations, Estalucia. From the moment we left Zinkenstill, our adventures were hectic, to say the least. Catalina, who claimed to be an experienced pilot, crashed our small vessel onto the gusty fields of Port Breeze. But we quickly pulled ourselves together and found a new ally, and helmsman, in the form of Raka. Since then, we gained more and more allies, and no matter what obstacle we faced, the crew always worked in tandem to find a solution. It's all thanks to their support that I've made it this far. And what a wild ride it's been. To think I had never even set foot off of Zinkenstill. But now, I can't even count the number of islands we've saved, let alone visited. Sure, being a roving band of heroes is difficult, but it's got its perks. New faces, new places, and a whole airship's worth of fun. Who could pass this life up? Anyway, we've just begun the next chapter of our adventure. We discovered another piece of the sky map, which led us to Zega Grande. Yeah, a whole new skydom. Just imagine the danger, the promise. But I knew it was going to be fine. Just another set of memories to add to our ever-growing collection. I hope you're ready, Zega Grande, because here we come.
It's actually interesting to be able to kind of learn about the see, Gran's is going to be, I'd say, the most interesting one, because Gran, at least when you play Granblue Fantasy Relink, this one is the most important, because if you've never played the browser game, then you don't really understand the story of Granblue Fantasy, of course, up to this point. Versus isn't really going to give you that much, other than what this one and Versus have done, just telling you, like, the most important details at the start of the series, which is Gran and Lyria are connected, the Empire's hunting Lyria, you're part of a group of friends, there you go. But for these Fate episodes, they're going to give you character backstory, which is very important. So we'll get to learn a lot about characters that we probably either didn't know, or again, these Fate episodes are probably just for learning about stuff if you don't want to play the browser game or watch the anime. Though I bet some things will show more than. Okay, now this obviously, we know where this takes place.
Skyfarers, we need your aid! Goblins! Goblins in Tempeel!
We were at the dock in Folka, taking care of landing procedures, when a panicked old merchant rushed toward us. In between his wheezing, he explained that a shipment of relief supplies headed for Tempeel had been intercepted by monsters. Tempeel reminded me of Id and how he had totally beat our butts. It was embarrassing, yeah, but what's worse, it reminded me of losing Lyria.
Tempeel, huh? Maybe this time around I can actually help out.
That wasn't Vern's usual peppy tone. He was probably reliving those bad memories, just like me. I guess after you've spent as much time together as we have, you pretty much share a brain. It wasn't going to be a fun journey to Tempeel for either of us. But we were Skyfarers, and desperate times called for brave faces. Anyway, goblins. Smart. Fast. That meant we wouldn't have the luxury of time. We needed to throw together the minimum amount of supplies needed for the journey and head out. I turned to Vern so we could discuss game plans, but then I saw his ears were droopy.
I thought goblins were stupid, or am I thinking about orcs?
If we're fighting goblins, then we should have them licked by lunch.
Something was wrong, but with the hasty flight preparations, I couldn't spare the few minutes to investigate. Pull through it, Vern, I thought. We need you.
Oh, an actual combat quest. Well, this is fine. I thought we were going to do no fighting.
A little less than an hour later, it was time to depart. But Vern was nowhere to be found.
Hurry, Skyfarers! We can't waste another second!
The later we got there, the more supplies would be stolen or destroyed. This could add up to weeks or even months of delay in Tempeel's restoration. Vern, I hope you're okay, bud. I was worried out of my mind, but a captain's gotta do what a captain's gotta do. I left a message for Vern with the merchant, and we set out.
Goblins? I can't even fight stinking goblins! What good am I? Just a scaredy lizard who brings everybody down. Man. If only I was more like my pal, swinging swords and shooting spells. Then I'd finally be able to help out. Maybe I could have stopped Avia from taking Lyria. Maybe I could have done something. How do you live the skyfaring life without combat skills? Heck, I can't even blow sparks, much less fire. What kind of dragon can't breathe fire? Ha! I tell everybody I'm a cool dragon, but I'm just a faker.
Faker?
You are unworthy.
Damn, Id.
You were right, Ed. I'm not worthy. Not
I forgot he
worthy of
said
being
that.
in the crew. Not worthy of being the captain's best bud.
Ah, finally, here you are! I was looking everywhere for you.
Uh-huh. What did this old dude want with me?
Your captain left you a message. The crew's gone on ahead, but as an indispensable member of the Grand Cipher, they want you with them as soon as possible. And that's an order.
Indispensable? That meant, like, VIP, right? Me? For a second there, I was about to blow it off. Like, yeah, right, my bud's just saying that. But then I remembered, this crew had always kept it real. No lies, no flattery. Yeah, we kicked butt because we believed in one another. These guys were my best friends. And maybe we weren't perfect. I mean, we lost to Id, but my bud put his captain boots on and got right back up and tried again. It was never about swords or magic. It was about always moving forward, never giving up. And more than anything, it was about being there for each other. What was I worrying about? Who cares if I couldn't fight? There are 1,000,002 ways to help on an adventure. I mean, you try questing without a cook or a healer.
Hello? Merchant of Vern, do you read me? If you're done daydreaming now, I've got a ship ready to go.
It was time to get a move on, or I wasn't worth my scales. Sorry, everybody. Your pal Vern is on his way.
We ready?
The supply should be this way. Let's move.
Uh-oh, our potion stock's running low. We'll be okay against a few goblins.
Oh my, they just die
Hopefully.
instantly.
Just don't overdo it. Sure hope Vern's okay.
He was really down, wasn't he? Or Vern.
Get out of our way! We're in a hurry here! Well, get behind my shield! What a freak!
God, they just... Poor little bastards. Not even a match.
Back for more. Right when we were about to cross the finish line.
I see people! Over there, by the supplies! We have to go help them!
Where do you see people? What? There's like nobody here.
Folks doing okay?
Skyfarers, we're doing better now. We need these supplies to repair Tempeel. Please, would you protect them?
We're on it. Take cover, okay?
Phew! I think that was the last of them.
Thank you. You've saved Tempeel's future.
Heads up, goblin reinforcements. Just don't quit.
Yeah!
Oh, cool.
Did you miss me? Took me forever to catch up.
Vern!
Vern, was that an explosive? When did you get bombs?
Here come more of those stinking gobbles. Can you take them?
Sure can.
You don't scare us, high
I don't even need to play the game. They're not feeling our hits. Are you sure about that, Vern? I think he felt that one.
Yikes! Wyverns are coming from above! Watch your
If those goblins manage to steal any more of the supplies, then the relief effort's good as done. No kidding. They've already hauled half our grain to higher ground.
Higher ground? Sounds like a job for a cool dragon.
That's a great idea, Vern. Put your wings to use.
Are you sure you can manage? What if the goblins spot you?
Piece of cake! I'll be back in 30 seconds or your money back! There is but place. Enough of you!
Huh? Where do they come from?
I found some of the stolen supplies! They're safe and sound! Here's the second one!
Ow.
Sorry to burden
I
you.
brought potions! Everyone feeling better?
I don't need
Thanks,
that
Vern.
shit.
You're a lifesaver.
Those goblins get his nest! Don't fall for their trick! Got 'em all back! Those stinking gobbos didn't get a single sack!
Go
The
get 'em!
enemy have started their retreat.
Everyone
I think
okay?
the worst has passed.
Thanks to you Skyfarers, Tempeal's finally gonna be rebuilt. They're
Shut up.
weaker now! We owe you everything. Vern was the real MVP.
Aw, shucks.
You
I bet
missed!
you say that to all your lifelong pals.
That worked out! Somehow or other. After we'd secured the supplies, Vern talked about how he didn't think he was good enough for the crew. Obviously, he was the only one that felt that way. I'd always appreciated his support. During fights, he was a supply runner, lookout, and cheerleader. And both on and off the battlefield, he was my courage. But even the best people, and dragons, get discouraged sometimes. I really should have been more vocal about my appreciation. I made sure he knows now. We won the day because he came flying to the rescue. Just like I knew he would.
I'll always be there for you, pal.
He was back to his old self, basking in the praise of the crew. Which caused his ego to swell like a balloon, but hey, who doesn't need a little confidence boost after a dip? And Vern, let me just say it now. I value you. And all the hard work you do. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Even more sigils.
Hello there.
Everyone has 10 episodes, right? Do they always fight on their 4th episode? It looks like they always have a battle on the 4th episode and the 8th episode. I should be able to put all this stuff in one video, but a part of me also is worried that I might not be able to. But I think I can, so we'll just keep going. Gran's is the one that'll make us figure
Sometime
that out.
after our mission in Tempeal, we bumped into the old merchant in Folka.
Well, look who the cat dragged in. Thanks for handling things in Tempeal. You all deserve the best.
Tempeal had been roughed up by Furican's rampage, and all of the locals were busy repairing the damage. The work we did that day had been crucial to those recovery efforts.
Out of curiosity, my young lizard friend, were you much help to your crew?
Uh-oh. He said the L word. I turned to Vern, ready for his usual furious tagline.
Thanks, Pops. You really helped me see the light.
Huh. This was new. The old man threw an apple to Vern, and they exchanged a nod. Then, without explaining this bizarre bond between them that just came out of the blue, he left.
Does anyone else feel like the space-time continuum just broke?
Io was staring, dumbfounded at the small dragon, who was already happily munching away on a tart Granny Smith. Had he matured? Enough to ignore his most hated of hated insults?
Seriously, this is just too much to believe! He called you a lizard and everything! Maybe the ship will be a little quieter from now on, huh?
Hold it! I ain't no lizard! And don't you say that in front of the apple! What if it hears you?
Maybe he'd get there in another adventure or two. I'm gonna go get this report turned in.
Much thanks, Captain. Paperwork is...
Since the crew started helping Id with his job as the new Mr. Fix-It, we'd been really busy. The shop was completely flooded with requests. Those sad days when the Islanders didn't trust Id, they seemed like a lie now.
Lyria, how are you feeling today?
Id asked me that every time we met.
We're all worried about you. How's the lifelink holding up?
Right. Our lifelink. Everyone thought it might have weakened when I was absorbed by Angra Mainyu.
Honestly, I had been really scared back then. But now, with the weight of the sky off our shoulders, I felt better than ever. I flashed Vern and Id a smile to let them know I was okay. Talking about the lifelink brought back memories, and I realized Id still knew almost nothing about our adventures. I began by explaining Catalina's daring rescue of me and our escape from the Erste Empire. Then I described the big trees of Zinkenstill and the Imperial Hydra, and the sad reason I needed to make the lifelink with the captain. Eventually, we met Rackham and Io, Rosetta and Eugen. And before we knew it, our ship was full. It's really amazing how much our family has grown. The whole time I'd sat there, in silence, yes, but I could tell he was giving me 110% of his attention.
Since getting to Zega Grande, we've had a heck of a wild ride. But now that things have calmed down, we can get to making some good memories.
Sure.
I think I'm starting to understand Id. Sure, he has two modes, cold and colder. But if you really pay attention, you can see he has a warm enough heart. Id, the captain, the crew, you're the best friends I could ever ask for. Here's to hoping we'll be together forever.
After some exciting paperwork, I returned to find Lyria and Vern taking Id on a walk down memory lane.
You guys have seen some amazing things.
This was coming from someone who survived Lilith's schemes and won a mind battle with a god dragon. We'd all been through a lot.
It's all because the captain looks out for us. Yep, my butt is epic. You saw him save Lyria and this whole freaking skydom?
I turned to look at Vern, open-mouthed. Where was all this coming from?
I'm just trying to be vocal about my appreciation, remember? So yeah, take care of Lyria and keep up the good work.
I could certainly manage that. Just remembered, Sierra got us a whole bag of sweets, as thanks for all our hard work. Lyria and Vern exchanged a glance so charged, I thought the air between them was going to burst into flame.
You should have told us that first. Early dragon gets the grub.
Hey, no fair! Come on, Vern, wait!
And just like that, they were off. Foodies, right?
Captain, you got a moment?
I turned around, about to ask, you want some too? But one look at Id's knitted brow, and the question died on my lips.
Let's duel.
Did I just hear that right? Why, though? Did he have something against cookies?
Sorry. It was the stories about your adventures.
Did he have
Puts a thought
something
into
against
my head.
cookies?
Oh, that's why... No, I still got nothing.
I want to protect Lyria just as much as you do.
He stalked away then, and left me staring after him. I was still having trouble piecing together his train of thought, but one thing was clear. He was doing it for Lyria's sake.
So then this will be the duel. Skills. Not skills, it was gear. I'm an idiot. I have attack prophecy, critical hit rate. I gotta have something good. I think stamina was the more HP you have, kind of the more damage you did. Weak point damage. A quick cooldown would be good. Getting my skills to go down a lot faster. I mean, well, come back a lot faster. It's the same thing. Yeah, do quick cooldowns.
The duel was to take place at Hailwind Altar. Lots of memories there. It's where we first met Id, where I lost to him, and Lyria was taken from us.
Do you guys really have to do this?
We're friends now, right? Friends don't fight each other.
Lyria and Vern tried to talk me out of it the whole way there, but I just kept thinking of the look in Id's eye. He wasn't going to back down, and I respected that.
Captain.
Id had been staring into the distance, like a statue set to guard the altar. He turned when he heard our footsteps.
Now that we've gotten to know one another, I've come to realize something. There's no one that can keep Lyria safe better than you.
He took deliberate steps towards me, but this was nothing like the first time we met. Before, he'd been terrifying, like a hydra closing in on its prey. But now, there was something softer about the light in his eyes. You could tell he was there to help.
You're the real thing. A hero. You didn't just save Lyria, you saved the skies. And I thought, maybe if we crossed blades again, I'd learn something. Something that would help me be more like you.
Id.
I finally got it. Id and I... There was still a part of us that couldn't tear away from that fateful day at Hailwind Altar. When Id had been a bad guy, and I'd been too weak to protect Lyria. But things were different now. And this fight was going to prove it. I'm not losing this time.
I'd be disappointed if you did.
I drew my sword and took the first step forward.
Come, Beavis. Give me everything you've got.
Okay, right back at you.
Please, just promise me you two will be careful.
Mercy for the weak.
Eat this!
Is that...
I'm never gonna charge up my arts. Not like this. Well, I guess I gotta... Never mind, it literally just did it.
Take him out!
over! You're dust!
I mean, we already knew this, but it's pretty much unstoppable.
We'll see about that.
I believe in you, bud. Show
Oh
them
yeah,
what
that
your
quick
power's
cooldown
up.
working wonders. I can see it moving.
Grown too. Faster. I have.
We fight as one! You missed!
You had your chance. Let's up the ante.
Gonna take more than that to beat me.
It's thinning.
Ooh,
Nice hit.
Damn it. I'm not backing down. You won't escape me.
dude, that's an... Oh, I lost. Bro. You... That's not what I was expecting here. I wasn't expecting to lose. Shit.
I have this. Give me everything you've got.
Okay, right back at you.
Please,
Keep up.
just promise me you two will be careful.
They're weaker now. Enough!
Mercy is Sweet. Suffer. It's over! Devil may care. You missed!
Looking good.
Don't move!
I mean, we already knew this, but it's pretty much unstoppable.
We'll see about that.
I believe in you, bud. Show how much you powered up.
I've grown too.
This should do it!
You missed! You're finished! What's up the ante?
Gonna take more than that to beat me.
Patience is thinning. You won't escape me! Sentence! Come. Come. Come.
Rain! Decimate!
Mercy is never weak. Take this! Look out! Yes! You're mine. Faster! Is that all? Then twing! Take this!
This is our chance! Just...
Don't move!
This should do it! So, wanna give up?
You wish. Just getting started.
Oh, I can't look anymore.
Looking good!
You think I'm some sort of
I knew this wouldn't be an easy fight.
You're no slouch yourself. Slash and
no
bash!
smile. That's my plan.
This should do it! Never give up!
Still a little longer.
Oh shit.
My patience is thinning.
Whoa.
You won't escape me. Sentence! Is that it's over? Mercy is never weak. Suffer! Suffer!
Hannah's...
Eat this!
Don't. Oh my god.
What happens? I'm not backing down.
I can't believe I almost lost right there. Holy shit.
Thank you, Captain.
No. Thank you. I won. I stood, almost doubled over with my hands on my knees, trying to remember how to breathe. Id staggered over and stuck a clenched hand in my face. Yeah, of course he'd go for a fist bump. I tapped his knuckles lightly with mine, and just like that, we were back to being loyal crewmates. That duel had blown away all our regrets. No more looking over our shoulders. It was time to move past, well, our past.
We're about to get into the part where I have to go do some multiplayer
Yes,
before we
can I
continue
help you?
doing more of his quest. But at least me doing part of it right now... Oh, I have to go do multiplayer right now! Alright, well, at least from the way it looks, there isn't another fight. So each character quest is going to take about 40 to 45 minutes to do. So that's good. I just need to get every character up to level 60 before doing their quest. At least, at the very least, level 59. Okay. Well, I need to go grind multiplayer to finish the rest of this. I guess I'm gonna have a multiplayer video uploaded before this one.
Come again.
Hey,
Why
heard
does
about your
Lyria
little
look so
spat with
freaked out?
Ed. Wish I still had that kind of energy.
Eugen gave me a hearty slap between the shoulder blades.
The chills I got when watching them. Man, they were going all out.
Of course, Vern had told everybody. I could appreciate honesty and openness throughout the crew, but I clearly needed to have a talk with that dragon about minding his own business.
So you're jealous Lyria's making new friends? What, do you have a crush or something? Yo, don't be silly. That's not what this was about at all.
As Lyria tried to explain the situation, I just kind of sniffed and shuffled my feet. It had been a wild ride, but things were finally back to normal. I couldn't get the duel with Id out of my mind. He had been a perfect storm, placing his whole heart behind every blow. I had to remember what I was fighting for to even stand a chance. To be honest, I still don't think I'm stronger than him. I won this battle, yeah, but both of us are still changing, still growing. Who knows how it'll turn out if there's a next time. But I doubt we'll ever need to fight like that again. Id trusts me now. I can feel that just as much as I felt the shock of his sword clashing against mine. Trust is nice, but it always comes with responsibility. Still, that's the weight I signed up to carry when I became captain of the Grand Cipher, and took Lyria's hand all that time ago.
You know, when you think about it, I don't think it would be too far to say that Gran and Lyria probably have a crush on each other. I mean, she kind of just made you both soulmates. You can't be too far from each other. What else do you do? I mean, you are kind of stuck with it. Whether you want to be with her or not, you're kind of stuck with it.
We really don't get a break.
For sure, it felt like everybody in Zega Grande had a job for Mr. Fix-It. Today's request? Just taking down a monster that can demolish a small village with a sneeze. No biggie. Vern, could you get us some potions?
You betcha! Liquid health coming right up!
Lyria, we're about to head out. Mind letting the rest of the crew know?
Sure, no problem.
I took a deep breath, letting it settle in my chest before releasing. We had a game plan, of course, but you never know how these things will go. Timing, coordination, everything had to be perfect.
We'll be fine. I trust you, and so does everyone else.
Id put a hand on my shoulder, and somehow that weight steadied me. We'd figure things out. We always did. I exchanged a nod with him, and we headed for the docks. The rest of the crew was already there, waving their arms in the air. From the smiles on their faces, you'd think we were going for a tropical vacation in a goose day. Well, either way, I was sure we'd all come out of it in one piece. We had a bright future ahead of us.
Alright, well, that was it for Gran's Fate episodes. You know, I like them. I think these Fate episodes are good because you can see backstory for characters. At least the first few were giving us, like, backstory on how the game even really began and stuff like that. So I'm guessing, like, the first three are going to be when said character met Gran and Lyria, and then we'll actually see their current thoughts throughout the game. So that's pretty interesting. And it seems all of these will take around 40 to 45 minutes to almost an hour to complete. So I know what I'm signing myself up for. So I know what to do next recording session. But the problem is, next recording session is, everybody's gotta get to level 60, so I have to go and get Catalina, Narmaya, Fairy, and then 2 other characters up to level 60 before I do that. That's a lot of multiplayer grinding. And then even more multiplayer grinding for everybody else. So... oh boy. What a... Sometimes I wish I didn't want to just be a completionist.